And today, there's one family who now dominates horse racing in Mauritius.
Actually, it was my grandfather who introduced the family to horse racing. He was the first Indian to be member of the National Assembly of Parliament.
He also realised that buying a racehorse would allow him to mingle with the big cheeses, especially French businessmen who ran the economy then and loved racing. Today is a very special day. It's the final classic race of the season, the Duke Cup, and a chance for this elite family to create history in the country's national sport. They haven't left much to chance. They've got 3 horses out of the 12 running, including the favourite, Ina. Written by the most successful champion jockey in the race. Our man's in his lucky spot to watch the race next to his family. The favourite and their big hope, Inad, is struggling. It doesn't look good.
Get out, man. Don't let him go too much.
Until from the outside, another horse from the Gujarat stable suddenly starts making ground. Ready to attack is, well, ready to attack. The family have done it and made history. Now this is over. What do you feel? A sense of relief almost?
Frankly, I don't get worked up before a race.
I watched you during the race. You do a bit.
Yeah, I feel because you know the people around and the well-wishers, the supporters, everywhere you go around the island, you know, they just wish you well, and I wanted to win that race for them.
The Travel Show, your essential guide wherever you're headed, every weekend on BBC World News. The Travel Show, sponsored by Turkish Airlines.
This is BBC World News. I'm Karen Giannoni. Our top stories. A minute's silence in Beirut for the victims of the devastating explosion 1 month ago, which left 191 people dead. After so many weeks, are there still signs of life under the rubble? Rescuers hope they may yet find a survivor in a collapsed building. A stark warning from officials in Italy. They cannot cope with the number of people now crossing the Mediterranean from North Africa and the Middle East. NATO calls for Russia to disclose its Novichok nerve agent program after the poisoning of opposition activist Alexei Navalny. Hello, welcome to BBC World News. A minute's silence as been held in Beirut for the victims of.
Hello, Ksenia.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm doing okay. Well, you know, many people are asking about the password, and not very many of them are eager and willing and agree to speak English. But anyway, so that is why I not always invite them. So I invited maybe around some 6 people, but they are not showing up. But that's okay. That's not a problem. Why? Because you know that I'm sick and tired of all of these punks. How can just, you know, I never used any passwords, never ever in my life. I started doing that only during this pandemic or whatever you call it. It's absolutely unheard of, unbearable. I cannot stand it that at all because they are just using swear words. They tend to write anything on the screen. And so many of them, you won't believe, sometimes it can be like around 50 people attacking you. Okay, some other people are coming. I don't know who is that. Okay, let's try. I have no idea. I didn't give the password to this lady. Yep. Hello, Ludmila.
Hello. Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine. Before I used to participate in your class 4 years ago.
But how did you manage to get to the password today?
It worked.
What's that?
No, you sent me a message with password.
Today?
Yes.
Wow.
1 hour ago.
Okay. And I think that your name was not Ludmila.
It
Right.
was.
Huh?
Yeah, it was different. In
Yeah,
UK it's
so
different.
that's why I know nothing about it. Okay. Hello, Christina. Hello. So as you can see, many people are just playing. It's not a real lesson. It's not a real class for them. They're just playing. And you know, if somehow they will bother, I will just kick them out of the classroom because you know, I learned so much during this several months. But anyway, so Ksenia, what is new?
This week was great because finally I met my friends. We haven't been met about 5 months maybe. And September 1st was our first meeting after quarantine, and it was wonderful. Also, I tried to read something about English people, and our education and university started too, but it's not really education because it's like education practice during all September. We visit school, and we should teach over the different kids, and it's like we're just trying to be a teacher for them.
Yeah, I understand. We sometimes we call it mock classes. Yeah, I understand. So that's very good. And for Christina and for Ludmila, you are very welcome to join us anytime with your comments if you want to. Ludmila, you said that you attended my classes several years.
Yeah. When I was going to graduate from school, just preparing for YEGE. It was that time. And this year I've graduated from university, and now I plan to pass IELTS, so I study really hard.
Very good. So why would you want to study IELTS?
Because I want to get my master somewhere abroad.
You mean degree? Master's degree, right?
Yeah, master's degree. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Abroad, can you be more specific?
Yeah.
Whereabouts? Which country?
I plan somewhere in Europe. I don't know which exact city or university. Just the main point, I have to pass IELTS to get this chance.
I understand. So how do you prepare? What do you do for that?
I downloaded some books for preparation. I study for reading, writing, speaking, and I study grammar and vocabulary.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and after I improve my vocabulary, I want to take class from you, like private class for IELTS, because I need it. But I need time to make my vocabulary better, because I didn't use English for 4 years, so it's quite tough for me to enrich my vocabulary.
Okay, I'm just answering the request at the same time. I'm sorry. Okay, so ladies, I have a suggestion for you. Why wouldn't you get to know each other? Because see, I have no idea what do you want to know about each other. Just you understand, meet each other, learn a little bit about both of you. So please get started, Ludmila and Ksenia. And Christina, you can join us anytime.
Well, currently I live in Yakutsk, Republic of Sakha Yakutia.
Okay, hold on. Ludmila, hold on. What I'm saying is I want you to talk with Ksenia. It's not, yeah, just get to know each other.
Yeah, I understood. So Ksenia, which language do you teach to your children in school? You want to be a teacher of which subject?
We teach children the Finnish language because this is my major in university. But I can't say that the teacher is my dream profession. It's just our necessary educational practice. But anyway, this is a very useful experience, I think.
So I understand you're going to graduate this year. Do you have any plans for future? Maybe you're going to continue your study for master degree in Russia or in Finland?
Yes, I would like to continue my studies as master degree, and I'm not sure about my future plans because I have different variations. Maybe I will continue it in Finland. maybe I will choose something in Russia, and I don't know exactly. But yes, I would like to continue as a master in the future.
If, Ksenia, just feel free to, when you, if I just will ask you to switch into Russian, you will ask lots of questions to a new person. You have never seen, you have never met this person before. Just feel free to be very relaxed and just ask something, because I have some other people coming. Please go ahead.
Mm-hmm. And Ludmila, why do you learn English, and why do you love specifically in English language?
I'm learning English because I've been learning English for 10 years since school, but then I passed EGE and I entered university, and I started to study Chinese language, but I'm not into this language, and I didn't like China. And my dream is to move to Europe and find work there. So what I didn't like about China, I didn't have so much freedom because it's like communist country, and I want more freedom. I want to have experience abroad, and all my life I liked English because I found it interesting to talk to foreigners, to read books in original, and watch episodes which I like.
And it sounds a little bit sad that you had to spend about 4 years for Chinese, but anyway, I wish you good luck in your education.
Okay, we have a newcomer. Let you introduce yourself. Let you speak a little bit and tell about yourself. So, hello, Anastasia.
Hello.
Yeah, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, it's good. I'm 16 years old. I live in Volgograd, and I need English for my future exams for RNE. And also, I want to move to US in the future. Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Anastasia, Ludmila, and Ksenia, just feel free to mix all together and just to get to know about Anastasia, about Ksenia, about Ludmila. Whatever questions you want to ask, just ladies, feel free. Anastasia, go ahead. What would you ask Ksenia or Ludmila? You just joined us because we already talked a little bit.
Okay.
You're 16 years old, right? So you're going to graduate from school, as I understand.
Yeah, I'm going to leave school. Yeah. I'm in the last year of high school. What about you, Ludmila? How old are you?
I'm 22 years old. In November, I have birthday, so I'm going to be 23. I've graduated from university, and my goal is to pass IELTS because I also want to live abroad.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
Oh.
So,
sorry.
I'm 22 years old too, and I'm very glad to hear that you're from Volgograd because this is my home town.
Oh, really?
Yes.
It's city, yeah. But I don't like Volgograd,
yes,
actually.
I'm in city, yes. Sorry.
Yeah, the weather in Volgograd is very hot. I can say even boiling. I don't like Volgograd.
And I don't know about weather because I visited.
Where do you live right now?
I live in St. Petersburg.
Oh, nice. Do you like it?
Yes, it's really cool.
How long
And
have
I
you
study
been
here.
living there?
I've been living about 10 years, maybe.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah. And I would like to ask you, what do you think about your future education? Maybe you already choose your.
Yeah, I choose. I wanna study international relations and move to Japan, China, or US.
Sounds really good.
Yeah.
Do you like Asian culture? Why you want to move to
I like
Japan?
only Asian cuisine. I want to move more UK or US, not as much as Asian.
Okay, ladies, just a couple of words. First of all, you know, it's such a fun that you talk about the things which you will definitely never ever talk about in the Russian language. Yeah, that's so much fun about that you want more freedom, or what else you said? Something like you don't like China, or whatever. Yeah, it's kind of fun. I don't think that you will talk about that in the Russian language. So that is why I love these classes. Okay, but anyway, I have a couple of questions to you, Ludmila. You said that you graduated from the university. Which university?
I've graduated from North Federal University in my city, Yakutsk.
Okay, all right, I understand. So have you ever been abroad?
I've been to Turkey and China, that's all.
And why did you go to China?
Because it was my major Chinese language, so we have like exchange students. I've been studying in China for 2 years.
Wow, that's great. You lived in China for 2 years, right?
Yeah, I live in small city. It's in the north part of China. It's near Khabarovsk city. So I used to live in city near Harbin.
Okay, so just share a little bit about your experiences, and most of all, what I'm interested in. I think that the other ladies will also be interested in your what did you do with your English? Did you ever use your English abilities, your English skills in China? Was it necessary? Do people speak English in China? So all in all, just your impressions of your stay for 2 years. Wow, that's very long. Okay.
Yeah, I've been living in international dorm, so we had so much students from abroad, and I was a member of international council, and I used to handle things like make some meetings, some festivals, hold some festivals. I used to help international students to make something very funny for other students from abroad. So I think, yeah, and I had so many international friends, and I used my English. And I met my boyfriend. He's from India, and we talking every day in English.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a life. Wow. That's a life. Congratulations, by the way. So, Ksenia, I have a question to you. You said that you read something about English during this week. Can you share? What did you read?
Yes, I first of all I started to read of the book named Animal Farm. It's a little bit hard for me because my vocabulary is not enough, not rich enough for this book. But anyway, I try, and I try to remember the new words to write them and teach. I mean to study it.
Okay, interesting.
And also I saw something about an American professor Noam Chomsky, and it was really interesting because he has a really really rich experience in his life, and he's very wisdom man, and his ideas are impressive, I think.
Okay, thank you. And Anastasia, I also have a question to you. So when you talked, several times you used something like gonna, wanna. Why is that?
Yeah. Could you repeat, please? I didn't get it.
You used several times. You said I gonna, I wanna. Why would you use these words?
Actually, I don't know. Maybe it's my habit.
But do they teach these words in your secondary school?
No.
No,
I guess.
I understand. So where did you pick them up? Where did you listen? Where did you hear them?
I used to watch films in English, and I have some friends from London, and I listen to them. Yeah, and they always say something like "wanna" and different words.
Yeah.
Whoa, yeah.
So, Anastasia, you said that you have friends from London, and how do you communicate?
I try to speak with them, but it's to tell the truth, it's really hard. But they wanna learn Russian, and some of them were born in Russia.
Wow.
And it's cool, yeah.
Okay.
Even one friend has grandmother who was the spy in Russia. KGB, I don't know how to say it, in USSR.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, why I'm saying that, because see, you just mentioned that you want to take this Russian national exam. Please do not use wanna gonna and the words like that.
Yeah.
Because the teachers will not encourage you about that. They will not understand you. They will punish you for that. I know that because
Yeah, it's only for communicate with friends, but not with teacher. Yeah, it's informal.
I agree. Okay, good. So yeah. Well, do you have any other questions to each other? And then I will produce a big question for tonight, and we will talk, because do not forget that we have only 40 minutes. The whole class will be only 40 minutes, because this platform gives for free only 40 minutes. Okay, so any other questions to each other?
I suppose no.
Yeah, I don't have any questions.
Me too.
All right. So the big question for today, you know, several, I mean, maybe two of you mentioned that you try to learn the vocabulary. So let's talk a little bit about that. Learning the new words, learning the vocabulary. What do you do for that? Just share a little bit. And I will join you. Yep.
I have a paper book and I write words there and then learn it.
Anybody else here? Jump in anytime.
I'm also learning one book. Its name is Sentence and Sensibility, and it's quite tough. So I also write down new vocabulary.
And
Actually,
Yeah, go ahead. Just go ahead, ladies. That's your turn to talk. That's your chance to talk. Please go ahead.
Actually, it's hard for me to learn phrasal verbs. I always forgot this because there are a lot of phrasal verbs, so hard. But idioms and just words, it's easy to learn.
And yes, for me, it's a very important question because in my university, we read a lot of text and a lot of books in Finnish language, and our professors all demand us to learn all new words, and sometimes it can be maybe 1 or even 200 words for one time. And I found a really good program, or I don't know how to say it in English. I downloaded it in my smartphone, and it's called Quizlet. And there I can create like two-side cards. When on the one side I read a Finnish word, and on the other side I read I read.
That doesn't matter.
Sorry.
I understand what you're saying. That's okay.
I write a Finnish word and I write a Russian word in this
Application.
Quizlet, and this is how I learn it.
Okay.
Because yes, because I noticed that paper book doesn't help me as much as this Quizlet stuff.
Yeah, let's kind of break down what you said in several parts. So let's first of all let's talk a little bit about. You said that 100 or 200 words which your teachers just demand you to learn. See, the capacity of human mind and human memory is amazing. Why I'm saying that? Because you know that to become a translator, you usually have to take a test and to pass it successfully. And believe me that this test is mostly, if it's I mean a very serious organization, I mean the institution or company, so they produced around 2,000 words from their area of expertise, from their field, and they let you learn them for 2 days, and after 2 days they ask you these 2,000 words. Believe me, that's true. Yeah, that's true, and that why I'm saying about that, because of the capacity of humans' memory. It's it is possible. I did that several times. It is possible. Of course, I even cannot explain how it works, but still I did this test several times and I passed it successfully. So just going back to your teachers who demand you, the only problem is that I would like them to explain how to do that. Okay, you know that maybe I will be old school to you, but you know that I just want you guys to imagine that somebody will turn off the internet just one day. And it's possible, you know, that we can see that happening all around the world, that in one place or another, like in China, you know, they might not be on every website which you got used to and so on. But anyway, when I started my learning of the English language, of course we didn't have the internet, but at the same time we learned somehow. And so how did we do that? So first of all, when you say that you prefer not to do the paper notebooks, I wouldn't agree. Because in my understanding, and that's my very strong advice to you, very strong recommendation, see, you have to use the pen, you have to use the hand, because the pen and the hand is one of the natural memories of a human being. What I mean here is just think about which memories a person has. We have the memory of our pronunciation, of our mouth. We have the memory of our eyes, what we see. We have the memory of our ears, and we have the memory of our hand. So if you want to learn, you have to use all of these memories. So the meaning is that, and please just pay a lot of attention to what I'm saying about computers and applications, like you use the Quizlet, and you have lots and lots of other applications. So in the year 2004, I was at the headquarters of the New York Times in New York, and we were talking about that with the learning department, where they have huge department for learning English. And that was the question. Why wouldn't they use computers and computer programs? I even brought one of the computer programs on the CD, and I was just presenting them. They said that it's really hard. That's a huge business, and nobody wants to do business with education. Mostly they prefer to do business with video games, and because that's business. So just keep that in mind, that if you have the application, probably they are not the best, because the best will go to the video games. And the second thing is that use your hand. It's much better for your memory. Believe me, because I can do, I know most of these applications, and I've been using them, but it's only a tool. So that's one thing about learning languages, and if you have any questions, you feel free to ask them. And another thing is, again, talking about your teachers who demand this 200 words to learn for one day or so. Going back again, talking about this old school, and you have to keep in mind that I studied at the so-called emphasized English language schools at the very beginning. I started in the year 1962, and then I graduated in 1972 from this school, and I studied at several areas of the former Soviet Union. Like I studied in Petigorsk, I studied in Samara, I studied in Donetsk, and everywhere the same type of schools. So that's why I'm saying. So when we didn't have the internet, how the teachers demanded us to learn, we learned like we learned poems, like you learned the table of multiplication. If you remember multiplication table, how you learn that, how you memorize that, that's the same about the vocabulary. That's the only way how to memorize, like you learn poetry. The same what you do about the the vocabulary. So in my experience, it helped me a lot. So that's kind of a couple of things. Yeah, other people are trying to join us. So if you have questions or if you have any ideas about learning the vocabulary, just feel free to jump in, and about what I said, maybe your process, maybe your comments, please.
Thank you. I appreciate your advice. I will keep it in mind.
And yes, I agree with you, but also I think the most useful way to remember the new words, it's to use them in your conversations and your ordinary life every day. But the most hardest thing is sometimes when your language level becomes more fluent, you should learn the most abstraction words.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's really hard to use them regularly.
I usually
yes.
imagine sentence in my mind when I learn new words. I try to make sentence.
Yes, and me too.
Yeah, it's good.
Ladies, I will have a very short announcement because you know, we have only 4 minutes to go, and after 4 minutes, absolutely unexpectedly, the class will be finished. This is my webpage. If you can see it, can you see it?
Yeah, we can.
It's emphasized English in English, or this is the Russian version. So if you want to, you have the feedback, or you know, the testimonials, the reviews. People just read what people say about my classes, and feel free to write your comments if you want to. Okay, and now about your comment, like you said, that the best way to learn English is to learn the vocabulary in conversations. Okay, that's a very controversial topic, and I don't have much time. As I said, I have only 3 minutes to go. So what I want to say is the most important part, again, going back like old school. So see, what's the problem? The problem is that most of you guys, you just read the book, you read the article, you read the test which a teacher gives you, and then you say that you try to make a sentence with a new word and so on and so forth. Well, see, the point is different. Just pay attention to that. If you read the book in the Russian language, the only point is you never make sentences with the Russian words. The only point is that you go and share your thoughts, your ideas about this book, or about this movie, or about this test, or about this article. You share with somebody. That's the most important part. That's what we did when we studied. Teachers were just insisting, they required, they demanded from us to, it was called retelling. It doesn't exist. This word actually is not used in American or British schools, rendering, but it was not actually rendering the text. It was about what you think about this. That's the most important part about learning language. When you read something, you get new ideas, you get new thoughts. So you know that if you remember about Professor Chomsky, what he said, that language is not about conversation. Language is for your thinking. See the point? So next time when you say that you tend to make a sentence, just go and speak to anybody about this book, about this article. Like you said that you read Animal Farm. Just we are, you know, we are all ears. We want to know what you read about. Senior, that's the point. Please go ahead.
No, I read only 3 pages
It
of the
doesn't
new book,
matter.
and it was a bit funny because it was like animal come. They gathered together and they discussed their owner and their life, and they were agreed that their life are miserable and they
Okay,
should
so just
do
hold
something.
on, one second. I'm very sorry for interrupting because less than 1 minute. So you see, right now, it takes you to think and to use the new words. Can you see it?
Yeah.
That's the magic of learning the vocabulary. Like you said, miserable. Or